14.2 Design an exercise program. Client 2. Client consultation. PAR-Q or informed consent. Lifestyle questionnaire. Client profile. My client is Dave Frank, who's 53 years old. He has chronic heart disease symptoms. He smokes a pack a day, drinks about 15 units on the weekend, and has about 7 hours of sleep every night. He works 9 to 5 in the week. He doesn't have a balanced diet, and he has ready meals 5 times a week. Barriers to exercise. Has CHD symptoms. Exercise interests. He used to play five-a-side football locally. My client's target is to improve his overall fitness levels, mainly his cardiovascular endurance, muscular endurance, and strength. Cardiovascular endurance and muscular endurance are long-term goals, as they will require the 6 weeks to improve them. However, strength is a short-term goal, as we should see signs within the next 3 to 4 weeks. These goals will be tracked by doing the same exercise drills on week 1 as week 6 to measure the improvements by using the FIT principles, which will show us the results. Client 2, week 1. To start off with, I will get my client to warm up by doing the 4 cones drill. We will have 4 cones on the floor in a square position. Each cone will be a different color. I will shout out a color, and my client will have to run to that color cone. To start off, my client will have to get to the cone in 10 seconds. Increasing intensity for the next go, my client will have to try to touch the cone in 8 seconds, then in 6 seconds, and finally they will try to touch the cones in 4 seconds. On Monday, we will start with cardiovascular endurance. This will be in the form of high intensity interval training, HIIT training, of cycling for 30 minutes for 3 times with a 5-minute rest in between each 30 minutes of cycling, which will also help with muscular endurance as well as cardiovascular endurance, which will improve my client's overall fitness levels. Tuesday. For the warm-up, I will get my client to do static stretches and PNF stretches, which will be targeting the muscles that we will be working on. This would be followed by doing weight training. The first will be 3 sets of 8 reps, doing concentrated bicep curls. The weight will depend on the client's initial strength. Then, using the bench, my client will start doing tricep dips, which will be 3 sets of 8 reps with a 45-second break in between each set. Then my client will do weighted squats. To start off with, the weight will be 10 kilograms. However, this may increase or decrease depending on how heavy that it is for my client, and he would do 3 sets of 10 reps. Finally, my client will do deadlifts. The weight will be 30 kilogram bar, but again, this might increase or decrease depending on the client's strength. He will do 3 sets, 8 reps. This will improve my client's strength, which is what he wants to improve, and it will also improve his overall fitness levels and self-esteem. On Wednesday, we will be working on flexibility. This will be started off by doing light static and dynamic stretches, which will consist of shoulder stretch, tricep stretch, hamstring stretch, and for dynamic, it will consist of leg swings, lunges, high knees and ankle sweeps. Then we will move on to PNF stretching. This week we will be stretching the shoulders. The first shoulder stretch we will do is the client will be start by standing in a neutral position. He will reach his right arm across his body to his left side, like he is pulling a sword out. Then you're going to stretch it back out to your right side and have your palm facing you. You will do 3 sets of 15 reps of this stretch. Then change hand so that you stretch the other shoulder. For the next one, my client will make a fist with your right hand and put it across your shoulder. Then drag it down from your left shoulder to your right side whilst opening the hand. You will do 3 sets of 15 reps, then switch hands. We will do this as it will improve your movement, meaning it will be easier to do more work out routines in the future. Thursday is recovery day. Friday. On Friday we will be working on muscular endurance. The warm-up, I will get my client to do jumping over a line, firstly with 2 feet going back and forwards, then with 2 feet going side to side, then 1 foot going forward and back, and finally 1 foot going side to side. Firstly, I will make my client row for 10 minutes with a 5-minute recovery time, which will be done 5 times. This will improve my client's muscular endurance, which is one of his weakest components of fitness and his component of fitness that he wants to improve. On Saturday, we will sign him up to a 5-a-side football men's class. This will improve his fitness and encourage him to do more active class like this in your spare time. It will also be familiar as he used to do it before his job. Sunday, recovery day. Client 2, week 2. Monday, we will start by doing light dynamic and static stretches from one cone to the other cone. The cones will be about 30 meters apart from each other. After they have done their dynamic and static stretches, they will jog 15 meters, then sprint the rest, and the same coming back. They will do this 3 times. On the second week, for Monday, we will do cardiovascular endurance by doing elliptical training for 45 minutes, which will be done 3 times with a 4-minute break in between for recovery. This will improve his CV endurance, which is what he wants to improve, but also improve his muscular endurance by helping him get back into good shape. We also use the FIT principles as we have decreased the resting time, which increases the intensity. Tuesday. For Tuesday, we will be working on muscular strength by first a light warm-up of doing 5 sets of 10-rep push-ups and sit-ups. If the client finds it easy, then we will put disc weight to increase the intensity. This would be followed by doing weight training. The first will First will be 3 sets of 10 reps doing push-ups with weights on the back. The weight will depend on the client's initial strength. Then, using the bench, my client will do tricep curls. This will be 4 sets of 10 reps, and the weight will increase to increase the intensity. Then my client will do plyometric training to improve the strength in his legs. Finally, my client will do deadlift again. The weight will be dependent on the client's initial strength, and he will do 3 sets of 10 reps. This will improve my client's strength, which will allow him to take part in more time sports and raise his self-confidence as a result. Wednesday. On Wednesday, we will be working on flexibility. This will be started off by doing light static and dynamic stretches, which will consist of shoulder stretch, quadricep stretch, hamstring stretch, and for dynamic, it will consist of leg swings, lunges, high knees, and ankle sweeps. Then we will move on to the PNF stretching. Today we will be doing PNF stretching for the arms. For the first PNF stretch, I'll get my client to lie on the mat, and I'll ask them to have his right arm in the air in a extension position with a slight bend at the elbow, and I will hold his wrist. Then I will tell him to try and extend his arm fully whilst I'm still putting resistance on it. I will count for 10 seconds, then tell him to relax. Then I'll extend it slightly more and ask him to try and fully extend his arm. He will hold this for 10 seconds. Then he will do the same one more time. After that, I will do the same on his left side. After this, I will ask my client to have his right arm in a 45-degree angle. Then I will grab hold of his wrist and ask him to push out whilst I'm putting resistance on it. I'll then count for 10 seconds and push a little bit further, then ask him to try and extend his arm once whilst I'm putting a resistance, and we will do the same again one more time. After we do this, we will improve the range. Doing this, we will improve the range of movement, meaning you will be able to do more activities. Thursday, recovery day. Friday. On Friday, we will be working on muscular endurance. The warm-up, I will get my client to do jumping over in line, firstly with 2 feet going back and forwards, then with 2 feet going side to side, then 1 foot going forward and back, and finally 1 foot going side to side. Firstly, I will get my client to do a continuous circuit training. The first thing he will be doing in the circuit is a 2-minute plank with a 40-second break in between. Then he will move on to 1 minute of squats, which my client will aim to do the